Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Rose, welcome Sanatukai, welcome King Brolly, welcome Vips, good to see ya. Welcome Lewis, welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm finally back after a few days. I'm going to play Aviary Attorney at one point. Probably. Yeah, I forgot about that game. I probably will play it then. I heard it was not quite finished yet. That's the last I heard of it. Hopefully... Well, that was years ago, so hopefully it's finished now. Okay. We're in case 3 of this game. Seems finished. It's on the Switch now. Ah, excellent. Very good. Thank you. That would be fun to play then. Okay. What was going on with this case? Middle part 3. Yeah, so I like that it's... The name of this case is The Inherited Turnabout, because Miles has inherited the case from his father. Hey Lauren, how are you? Welcome. Alright, so we're back to another Gregory section, and I'm just wearing both badges today because effort. The IS-7 incident. 18 years ago. Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delicia's candy castle. Then, in the victim's room, where no one had searched yet, all of Dover's sherbet sculptures had melted. "18 years ago. Good, thanks, Lauren. Feeling much better today. Yeah, I think this is... Because it seems like this is the first time they've faced off, and this is his last case, so this must be that one. You would love that if the murder weapon was also made of chocolate. Ah, thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I've had some migraines. Feeling much better now, though. Immediately some rain started up. Ominous. December 24, 9:05 PM. Contest venue. Fountain Patio. Yeah, it's patio. I've been pronouncing it patio all my life. I don't know why. Just a mispronunciation around here, I suppose. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene. How are we going to investigate now? And what's with that defense attorney's out? Von Karma's methods deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job, after all. But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Raymond, you must realise that not everyone shares the same views as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man. Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist, so that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side. Words are hard, to be fair. Yep, agree. Edible evidence. Yeah, the prosecutors and the police work together. And they kind of... Yeah, and defense attorneys are kind of just looked down upon in this society. An ally on their side? If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have much to learn. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn. Right, I'll do my best. Just stop eating paper, please. Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields, would you like to take a brief respite? I know it's not much, but please, eat these. The candy again. Oh, hello, cat. You scared me. Hello, sweetie. No, it's not your dinner time for another hour, you poor baby. This cat is gonna starve. Poor thing. Wow, thank you. Chocolates. Chocolate. Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little misshapen too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Not at all. It's deliciously sweet. Thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. Huh? You made this chocolate cake? Yes. Chocolate is Monsieur Master's favourite food. Preparing his favourite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? No, it's nothing. This is so sweet. In more ways than one. Yeah, it's almost like she heard the talking about food and then was like, ooh, me? Yeah, cats understand a lot. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here. Ooh, What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in. Oh, interesting. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father to me. And so, to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. Kate, you're incredible. I've lived a long life. Yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more. But it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. Yes, with this exquisite beauty, it's truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well. Wow, these are the Taurus and Gemini constellations. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course! There is so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, lyre, and arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... Huh? There are no strings on this lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think he would make a mistake like that. Huh? I thought you said you didn't know that much about him. I just sort of felt that way somehow. It appears she is hiding something from us. Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It develops pictures instantly. It's one of my greatest treasures. Wow, I would love to see it in action. Well then, why don't we take a picture right now? Yay! Let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth. Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. Yeah, the animations in this game are really good. Brought tears to his eyes. Surely he hasn't been seeing much drama, anime or shows. Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese! Ah, we don't get to see it. Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields. Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. No negatives. Huh. Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film. It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. Was it really just a mistake? I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master? Are you in here? Eek! And that's when I found Monsieur Dover's body in Monsieur Master's room. It was so terrible. I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera? I've kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's all right with you, would you mind lending me your camera in that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Yeah, we're playing as Edgeworth's father, Gregory Edgeworth. This is set 18 years ago. Thank you very much. Instant camera added. 20 photos. Okay. Detective Bag, Miss Delicious. Miss Delicious is such a strange name. Is the investigation over already? He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie. What a rude thing to say! It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene. So, Detective Bad, did you get kicked out too? It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating? But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen. Although I have no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. That is such a strange sentence. Oh. The Cake Boss. Cake Boss? What's Cake Boss? Miss Delicious sounds like a Hostess knockoff brand. Yeah, Bad's design is really cool. Yeah, we haven't played as Gregory for a little bit, we should just double check what we got. Badge, contest rules. We judge starting from the left. Okay. The crest, we still haven't found much about that. Pastry chef like the people here. Ah. Still haven't figured out what's up with these finger marks. Chocolates. Okay. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room? I also have a photo of Dover's room here. If you need it, I'll let you take a look at it. What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bad? Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. I like that, it's good. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Detective Bad. I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bad on our side. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now. I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow, the sherbet has completely melted. The room is drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled. All of the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No. It's still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of beautiful sherbet. Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff. Excuse me? Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good? Oh yesy, his sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it. Salty? It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre. That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation. Ah, you snuck a bite from the lyre. That's why the strings are missing. Fair. Not sure how that's pronounced. I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty. Weird. One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's rather curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else? Now that you mention it, Icy's sherbet sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There. It looked something like this. An alphabet signature? It can't be. I knew it! I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures, after all. Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but... do you know something about Mr. Dover? Huh? Why would I know something about Monsieur Dover? Is she dancing? Oh, jeez. That's awful. You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. That's just because his sculptures are such great works of art. No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular. How do you know that? There is a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover. And it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence. I'm gonna save. I hate when that happens. When your hand isn't on the keys you think it is. Please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which 2 pieces of evidence share something in common? 2 pieces of evidence that point to Mr. Dover. Let's start by presenting the first one. It's probably my badge. And now the second piece of evidence, which shares a common feature, is also my badge. The connection between these 2 pieces of evidence tells all. How exactly are those 2 things connected? Blast, I was wrong. There must be something Miss Hall valued that she was collecting. I should examine the evidence once more. So I'm thinking like this, but that doesn't have anything to do with Dover or her. Made by Pierre Hoquet. Is Dover maybe Pierre under a pseudonym? What's up with this crest? We haven't done anything with this, so... Maybe this is what I'm going for? I don't see what it has to do with her, though. Have we looked at this yet? Maybe we have not. This is a rather splendid design. You think so? It seems a little eccentric to me. I'm not even sure how you'd pour tea out of it. Rather than the practicality of the design, focused on its artistic merits. Mr. Edgeworth's art sense is too high for me to understand. There's an engraving on the bottom. It says PH. It's the initials of the creator, Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall and Mr. Master seem to be big fans of this sculptor's works. Initials, huh? If it were mine, it'd be RS. Why don't you try carving your initials on your own belongings? This is a very fancy teapot. Where does the tea even come from? Here, I guess? Anyway. Alright, we'll present this one. Because she collects these, apparently. Well, this shares a common feature, but also so does... I can't really see it here. Hey UED, welcome! Hey to Greyman, welcome! Yeah, we're back in the Gregory Edgeworth section. She said that PH was on here, but it's not really shown in the evidence now. I mean, I guess I can show this. Delicious saw 2 letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature. Just as an artist would sign their name on their works. Right. Oi, I remember now. Isis sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them, I'm sure of it. PH? Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No, but we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you had pressed this seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot. The same symbol? This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. In other words, this PH is the signature of Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Monsieur Hoquet's works always bear that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, his signature is used to identify his works. No way. Are you saying Pierre Hoquet is... It seems Detective Bad has also realised Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was... Okay, we got some nice wrong answers here. His true identity was a pastry chef. Mr. Dover's true identity was a pastry chef. Of course! How would he have made that delicious sherbet otherwise? But that doesn't solve the mystery of the seal at all. But Mr. Edgeworth, that just created a ton of contradictions. I hereby withdraw my previous statement. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. He was a fan of sculptures. Mr. Dover was really a devoted fan of sculptures. Are you really an attorney? Or just a devoted fan of attorneys? That's an amazing line. Don't treat me like a fan. Let's hear it again. Let's get that health back in case we're going to need it. If you had this picture of Sabrina, that must mean you're a photographer. Yeah, bad's great. A sculptor. That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? Things like signatures can be faked if you have the original designs. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. Ugh, I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth, you knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you? Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from that moment he was Pierre Hoquet, the man I greatly admired. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Hoquet? Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I just couldn't sit still. So, that's why you entered Dover's room? Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging. That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Another one? The piece of evidence that contradicts the two photos Miss Hall took is... probably my badge. This piece of evidence contradicts the photos Miss Hall took. I don't think there's anything contradictory about that. My logic is the only thing contradictory here. If I think back on the number of photos you took, the answer should be clear. I already carry the evidence that shows the contradiction. Yeah, the camera said there are only like 3 photos left. Yeah. That is... my instant camera. You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Oh, please show us all the photos you took. We will be able to just discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie. Don't tell me all of the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room. My deepest apologies. It seems they are all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles. So, when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you? Yes. I'm positive that I melted them. You are positive? I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs. Hence, I entered his room. In that case, why did all the ice melt? It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it. Well, does the badge ever actually work for one of these? Very rarely. It's, I remember, I think the first game, the very first Ace Attorney game, you had to present your badge at some points. But most of the time it's just there. Just to be your default inventory item. Accidentally, you say? I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never have imagined that I would be the cause of those sculptures melting. Sculptures. Could the truth really be that simple? However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying. I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble. As long as you are telling the truth, there's no need to apologize. That's right. Don't sweat it, Kate. Thank you very much. Edgeworth. Here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. Hey, it's Douchebag. Hang on, I'll be with you in a sec. I just want to see what changed about this photo. Okay, so we get to see the before and after. Yeah, well, nothing else seems to be different. That seems to check out. You meddling fool, still haven't given up yet, have you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate. No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method. Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best. Excuse me? Monsieur von Karma? The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in Monsieur Dover's room. What? What's the meaning of this, you clod? I'm truly sorry, both to you and Monsieur Gustavia. Do not be concerned about me. Sir von Karma has already recognized that I had no hand in this act. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Ah, well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus! You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you are coming with me. You are under suspicion of being complicit in the murder. No! I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself. Very well. Please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her. I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Douchebag. Bad, Gustavia. And while I'm at it, you as well, scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood. Fee, while I'm at it, he says, The nerve! No, he took the whole crew. He just took everyone away with him. Yes. Even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late. I hope the snow has stopped by now. Sounds good. I'm starving anyway. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then, before my stomach joins the chorus. You can't fight on an empty stomach after all. We'll need to report back to Mr. Master with our findings first thing tomorrow. Eat your hamburgers. Don't say that with a grin like that, Von Karma. Yes, he's... oh, so creepy. Such a jerk. December 25th, 10 AM. Detention Centre Visitors Room. Christmas. Now it's Christmas. Maya would be all over that, yup. Should probably get along well with Raymond if he likes burgers. If he still likes burgers. Huh? What are you doing here, Kate? Ah, Monsieur Shields and Monsieur Edgeworth. Allow me to apologise once again for all the trouble I caused you yesterday. Miss Hall looks a bit tired. Has Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes. Aside from what happened to the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else. Are you also here to meet with Master Jeff, Kate? Yes. I am worried about how he is holding up. Hey, he looks a bit different now. Detective Bad? Why are you here? I just happened to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon. I don't think this is a place that people happen to be, though. Hello. Was his hair always white? Master Jeff, what happened to you? Oh no, Monsieur Master. Why do you look so poor? I didn't get much sleep last night. I've forgotten how I voiced him. Doesn't matter. Though to be fair, modern Japan are into burgers. Oh really? That's good to know. The tribulation known as questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted. They didn't let you sleep? Even for an interrogation, that's going too far. Detective Bad. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation. I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this was all I could do. He was the one who brought me here. It seems I was supposed to be interrogated for a little bit longer, though. It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Master in his own way. So, shall we inform Mr. Master about what happened yesterday, Raymond? Yes, sir. I got all my memos right here. Mr. Master, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation. Yes. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Master Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone. My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self. Monsieur Master, do we have anything that can give his spirit and his glucose a boost? We have a save file. Mr. Master. Yes, what is it? You look dizzy, Master Jeff. My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self. Here, try eating my badge. Okay, just says the same thing. Alright. Have some chockies. Oh, those chocolates. Are you giving them to me? Ah, those chocolates are... If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately. But it's against the rules to give anything to the suspects in the detention center. I see. Regrettably, if those are the rules, then there's nothing we can do about it. Are you sure there's no way we can give them to him? Detective Bad. Looks like he noticed what we're trying to ask of him. I'll inspect the chocolates, and if there are no problems, I'll think about it. Detective Bad. Thank you very much. Alright, I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad. I'm truly in your debt. Wait right here. Chocolate. Take it. Thank you very much. Not a word to anyone else. It would cause problems for me later. Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. Now I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once. I'm sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad. I only did what I wanted to do. Why can't you just be honest here, Detective? Oh, how sweet! It's like I've come back to life. Oh, did Kate make these chocolates? Yes, sir, I did. How does it taste? Oh god, melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Sweet chocolates melting in my mouth. I forgot about all the dance numbers earlier. So sweet, so divine. Thank you for the tasty treat. Oh, they're a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious. Thank you. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And above all, it helped you regain your spirit. Thank you for your concern. The food they serve here has been absolutely tasteless. And combined with the lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted. Mars Company files a copyright strike on video. Is the food here that bad? Just salt beef and stew. Your average prison fare. That is odd. I really could not taste anything. Whatever. I'm about to head out to the crime scene. Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information? Yeah, I think I can. We've identified the victim. Just as you said, Isaac Dover was a sculptor who worked in France. It seems he went by the name Pierre Hoquet. Isaac Dover was Pierre Hoquet? How could that be? Monsieur Pierre Hoquet. So Pierre Hoquet wasn't actually French, huh? Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name. The Zodiac sculptures. They were his masterpieces, it seems. Although, they will remain forever unfinished. Unfinished? Even though they were his masterpieces? It seems he worked on them by season. Once he finished the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done. Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right? So those ice sculptures were his final pieces. It is heartbreaking that they melted. I cannot apologize enough. No, I wasn't blaming you or anything. Also, Dover was infamous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds of thousands just to make a single sculpture. It seemed like he always had money troubles. The murder might be related to that, but it's still under investigation. So he had money problems even though he was a famous artist? Do you know why he entered a dessert contest? Not yet. He kept it a secret, even from his family. I see. It's time. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have. Yes, I understand. Let's meet again later. That detective is a kind soul. Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will. But he's pretty scary when you first meet him. I see. Could you tell me everything that happened yesterday? Of course. Allow me to give you a report of our investigation. So this is what happened. I'm sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you. I am truly very sorry. You have no need to worry so long as you have told the truth, Miss Hall. Hope he doesn't get lead poisoning from all his notes. Yeah, it can't be healthy eating that much paper. Oh. Mr. Master, would you mind if I asked you a few questions as well? Yes, I shall divulge all that I know. Check out my bag. Thank you very much for accepting my request to serve as my defense attorney. The scale engraved on this badge represents truth and fairness. As long as you are innocent, I will see to it that you receive a fair verdict. So please, entrust your faith to me and wait patiently. Yes, thank you for your assistance. Right, chocolates are gone. What's up with this key? I see nothing of particular interest in this. Mr. Master must be tired from questioning. I should be careful when selecting my own questions. In that case, please do not let it bother you. Please entirely forget what I just showed you. When you put it that way, it makes me all the more concerned. I mean, it's the key, the thing the prosecution's whole case rests around. That he's the only one who had the key. This doesn't really make sense though, because now we know that Miss Delicia, whatever her name is, went into someone else's room. Well, she went into everyone's rooms to eat their stuff. And now we know that Hall went in Dover's room to take photos. So this key is... I don't understand what's up with this. Were all the rooms left unlocked? Good night, Rose. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think he has much to say on this stuff. Contestants. Please tell us about the other 3 contestants in the final round of your contest. Let's see. Miss Delicious's desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognise her as the winner. Up until the semi-finals, Mr. Gustavia's flavours and design were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his finals entry left much to be desired. And there was something strange about his dessert in the semi-finals. Something strange. Both Mr. Gustavia's and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it was like eating the same thing. Huh? What did they look like? Ah, there should be a picture of them at my mansion. Please allow me to show you later. Certainly. Thank you very much. And then there was Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures. Oh, they were absolutely heavenly. Did you have a chance to taste his creations? If I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of judging. Yes, but I was not informed of this until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious. I was so moved I broke into song. Oh, I bet you did. Wait a moment, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Could you please give us a little more detail about that? But that's the thing that was apparently really salty. You ate the lyre from the sculpture in Mr. Dover's room, correct? Yes, the one that was in the same glass case as the Gemini sculpture. Please have a look at this picture, Mr. Master. Did you eat from this lyre that's missing the strings? Yes, that lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in this picture. So the strings on the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delisha ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it. You don't say. That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste after all. A problem with your sense of taste? How so? There is a taste disorder called hypogeusia, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Perhaps I have contracted this illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I now know with certainty. So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like. No, for a pastry chef to lose their sense of taste is fatal. Even if there is treatment for taste impairment, there isn't a cure for it yet. But it's probably best that you let the police know so you can receive a medical examination. No, that won't be necessary. There is a recipe in my mansion specifically for making the cure. What? A recipe for a drug that will cure your taste impairment? Yes. Please look for it later when you return to the mansion. Monsieur Master, but that means revealing the... Kate, we should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory. Yes, sir. I understand. If that is what you wish. A recipe for a special drug? Just what are they hiding? Yeah, suddenly they've gotten very dodgy. Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave. Yes, we will be heading there later as well. Kate. What is it, Monsieur Master? You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle, so that you can live by yourself, even if I were no longer around. Please don't say things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Monsieur Master. I promise to wait for you until you return. Excuse me. Ah, Kate. Catherine. Master Jeff, Kate was crying. Why did you say something so cruel? I am worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself. He's afraid he's going to go to jail. What do you mean? She collects Pierre Hoquet's works and makes sweets. All to make me happy, nothing more. That is the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I did not want her to waste her valuable life because of me. Is that so? He thinks of Miss Hall as his own daughter, and he would want his children to choose their own path in life. and a parent would do anything to protect their own children. That feeling, I also know it well. Sad. Welcome, Ultra King. Welcome to the stream. Well, that should do it for the questions. We must return to the scene of the crime. Ah, it is already time to leave, I see. So will my tribulations of questioning resume. We should take measures against their interrogations from our side as well. Can you ask the police about that? I can. But I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes. Oh, you are a dependable man. I shall be counting on you. Master Jeff will come here every day with reports of our progress. And we'll bring cake too. Yes, thank you very much. I shall be looking forward to it. Mr. Master, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess. I am sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear with these painful experiences. But please hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Karma will use that to his advantage. You think? And that will make helping you all that much more difficult. I understand. I shall do my best. If you believe in me until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here. Gregory's such a nice dude. 11:03 AM. Contest venue. Detective Bad, thank you for helping us earlier. Yes, thank you. Thanks for what? There's no need to be shy about it. Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today, too. Of course, we still need more information to prove Mr. Master's innocence. I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you're not allowed to investigate anywhere else. What? So you're saying we can't investigate? I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing. Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Moreover, the only ones in this mansion are Miss Hall and the police. So don't get your hopes up on speaking with the people connected to this case. Von Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far. Detective Bad, what do you intend to do? I promised. I'll do anything I can to assist you. You have my thanks. We won't let any of Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us. Detective Bad, is it alright if we investigate the fountain patio? Yes, but we've already finished checking everything, except for the fountain. That's fine. As long as there is still something, I shall continue investigating. Pretty kind of desperate for leads, aren't we? Yeah, I am excited for DMC5, Essie. Yeah, there's some interesting news that there's some unknown DLC in the Steam database for DMC5. So we're just hoping that Capcom have changed their mind and are thinking of bringing the SE stuff to PC. That would be very cool. But we don't know for sure until they actually announce something. Talk to Raymond. Raymond, could we talk for a bit? Sure thing, Mr. Edgeworth. Fire away. He's already got his rad theme. Raymond, have you noticed anything about the case? A lot, actually. Mr. Dover's body was found in Mr. Master's room. No, oh. And we found the murder weapon, that rock salt lamp, in Miss Delicious's Candy Castle. Miss Delicious's desserts aren't so dreamy anymore, huh? Yes, you're right. And Kate looks sad too. I asked you to note, not to dote. Huh? Did I do something wrong? I'm getting a little worried about your future. This case was your first investigation, huh, Raymond? Yes, and I've been taking memos on everything that's happening. It's truly an inspiration to be investigating with you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, they only got to investigate together once. Sad, because they said this was Gregory's last case. You aiming to be an attorney? Yeah, defense attorneys are heroes of justice who help those in need. The moment I saw how amazing Mr. Edgeworth was in court, I decided to be his apprentice. But detectives also defend people. But I already have my heart set on becoming a defense attorney. Is that so? Well, good luck then. He was trying to take our apprentice. Perhaps Detective Bad wants an apprentice too. I haven't tried DMC5 yet. It's pretty good. It's my favourite game ever, so I kind of love it a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's talk to Bad. What? What do you think about the case, Detective Bad? The police's opinion is the same as Von Karma's, but I don't buy that. The investigation of this patio is also lacking as well. I have already talked to the labbies. You can ask them anything you want. I appreciate that. Thank you, Detective Bad. I'm not really doing it for you. I just want an investigation I can approve of. Oh, we don't have the chocolates. I wanted to offer him the chocolates. What do you think of fake desserts? I would like to ask your opinion about this piece of evidence. I refuse. I hate pointless chatter. I guess he's not interested in things that he doesn't think are related to the case. How about the sherbet? Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's look at Nero on the corner over there. He ain't there for nothing. Yup. We've got a whole bunch of instruments here. It seems these musical instruments were used in Piece of Cake. Of course, these probably aren't made of candy. Detective Bad looks somewhat disappointed. Oh man, a piano! Pianos are great. Investigation is underway. Only authorized personnel beyond this point. Aren't I authorized personnel? Sorry, authorized personnel are prohibited too. I guess that means no one can enter. Are these Von Karma's orders? I can't stand that guy. It's a figure of Santa Claus. I suppose it's also made of candy. Behind that door is Master's room. There's Santa. It's probably another one of his works. Santa, huh? I wonder what I should get my son for Christmas this year. Wait, isn't it Christmas Day? You don't have a present for Miles? It's Christmas Day! Saw me streaming it a little bit back when it came out. It seemed pretty rad. Yeah, it's so fun. I think he said he wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if I could ask Mr. Master to make him one out of candy. Aw, that would have been so cute. This leads to Gustavia's room. There's a reindeer by the door. According to the nameplate, it's made entirely of candy. Such splendid antlers. Very manly. But a male reindeer's antlers fall off during the winter. So this must be a female. You lawyers. Always giving out useless information. What does that have to do with being a lawyer? What an amazing trophy. It's probably Master's. World's greatest pastry chef, huh? It's also made out of candy. It doesn't seem like it would last long. Honor and glory don't last long. I think that's the lesson here. I don't think it's quite as deep as that. The 25th. Gregory, what should I get my son for Christmas? Yes! Oh. Where does this elevator go? To the 2nd floor. Master and Hall's quarters. Oh, there goes the cat alarm. Where's the cat? Ah, there she is. Hello, sweetie. Oh, that means it's cat feeding time. What do you think about that, sweetie? No? What do you think about that, Cleo? Eh? Really? Then what? Oh, really? Oh. You're so cute. Alright, I'm gonna go AFK for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna feed this cat and get some more water. Oh, she's so cute. Alright. I'll finish this bit of dialogue first. Apparently, on their days off, Master makes candy and holds tea parties upstairs. But if it's a nice day, they probably have it in the gardens or something. That sounds nice. I'd like an invite when the case is over. Would you like to come too, Detective Bad? You're wasting your breath. I don't fraternise with attorneys. Aw. But could be friends. Just want to be friends with Detective Bad. Alright. Gonna go on break. Give y'all some music. And I shall be back. Right, I'm back. Sad music, no. Go away, sadness. Alright. Thank you, Senator 2K. If only a Devil May Cry song was playing. Yeah, I do have Devil May Cry songs. It's just I usually play some music from the game I'm currently playing. Otherwise I'd run out of Devil May Cry songs. Alright. Back to the case. Whoop. Middle part 4. Lots of parts to this one. A lot of them are very short though. Many of the trophies Master has received are placed here. Besides dessert contests, there are also awards for his charity work. An evident display of both his skill and character. This trophy is to recognise the TV program Piece of Cake for giving children hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Now I want to see it too. This leads to Delicia's room. This snowman here is rather eye-catching. It's made from powdered sugar. Oh, powdered sugar, huh? No, hands off. He's staring at it quite intently. I hope he's not thinking of sneaking a taste. I love Detective Bad. Yeah, all the rooms are closed off. That's, yep. It's a Christmas tree made out of table sugar. Thanks to these decorations, This place is on red alert. If even a single ant made it inside, it would be terrible. Indeed, if ants got in here, it would be disastrous. The owner of the works in each room are written on this notice board. From the left, Mr. Master, Mr. Gustavia, Mr. Leisha, and Mr. Dover. Incidentally, it would seem the board is also made of candy. Do they plan to eat all this stuff when the contest is over? Good question. A harp and some maracas are lined up here. They're so exquisitely crafted. I can't tell from looking if they are sweets or the real thing. I'd like to touch them, but that would go against the rule of preserving the crime scene. Keep your hands off them. I already checked. They're real instruments. But if you can't tell by looking, how did you know they were real without touching them? Indeed. I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, that is. Surely not. No, I'm overthinking it. Please stop licking things. Miss Hall, I've come to investigate today. Ah, Monsieur Edgeworth. I apologise for my disgraceful behaviour earlier. Kate. She still looks a bit down. What Master said earlier must have been a real shock to her. I've prepared the photo I took of the desserts during the semi-finals. Please, take a look. Wow, Delicia's cake is so cute. Monsieur Master also praised the design of Delicia's work very highly. Messieurs Gustavia and Dover's works gained high praise for both taste and design, but Monsieur Master said it felt like he was eating the exact same thing twice. But it seems that their desserts had completely different tastes for the finals. Was there anything else that was different between the finals and the semi-finals? It's nothing major, but there was something. During the contest, Monsieur Gustavia's son always came to see him, but there was no sign of him at the finals. His son came to visit. I wonder if there is any significance behind that. Sorry, just an itch in my throat. Drink a little bit of water. Would you mind leaving this photo with me? Certainly. Anything to aid in the investigation. And here's the recipe book that contains the special drug for curing taste disorders. That cover looks familiar. Wasn't this framed in Master's room? Since it's also the prize for the contest, we put it out on display. So the contest prize, Angel's Recipe, wasn't just a recipe for desserts? That's right. We've informed the participants, but it seems you all don't know yet. So the participants knew about the true contents of the Angel's Recipe. Miss Hall, please tell me all you know about the Angel's Recipe. So, the Angel's Recipe contains the formula for the drug. Yes, it's a recipe book for new drugs that haven't been released to the public yet. If sold to a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure it would fetch a substantial price. Why is something like that a prize in the contest? Monsieur Master is the only heir to the chairman of the Master Group. Master Group? That name sounds familiar. They're a pharmaceutical company who deal in a wide range of products. Ah, they've become big news recently with the release of Cold Killer X. I often use the Cold Killer products, but I've never once seen you with a cold. I would like to hear more about the Master Group. Did Mr. Master not want to follow in his parents' footsteps? Monsieur Master wanted to bring joy to people with his desserts. His parents also wanted him to become a great pastry chef and supported him. When his parents died, the recipe book was left to him as his inheritance. Why would he give away a memento of his parents as a prize in the contest? There were always people who were after it, something which troubled Monsieur Master. But just giving away the memento would have been disrespectful to his parents. So, he decided to pass it over to someone he acknowledged. And the members of the Master Group approved of that? Information about new drugs being passed on to outsiders. Of course they objected. That's why Delicia participated in the contest. On the order of the Master Group, she was requested to win the championship. You knew Delicia's true identity from the start? Yes. In order for her to win, I told her Monsieur Master's tastes and preferences. Whoa. Why did you help her? I helped her in order to protect Monsieur Master and the Master Group. If the drug recipes were given to another company, he would be reprimanded by the board. I wanted to return the recipes to the company in a way that Monsieur Master would accept. So, it was due to Miss Hall's help that Delicia was able to reach the finals. That doesn't sound like the full story. He'd be reprimanded? Oh no. Big deal. Time to rig the whole thing. Speaking of which, Mr. Dover wasn't a pastry chef either. He sure did well to make it to the finals, considering he's just a sculptor. Yes, for him to be able to make such fine desserts despite being a sculptor. From the sherbet sculptures he made for the finals, it's clear to see he has great talent, but could he really have made that by himself? That is all I know. Is there anything else I can do to help? To save Mr. Master, she's trying to help as much as she can. May we perhaps have some more of that tea from yesterday, please, Miss Hall? I'm sure that would help us get on with the investigation. Yeah, I'd like some of Kate's tea too. Right, understood. I'll be back in a minute. Kate looks a bit better now. She gone. Alright, check out the fountain. What are you investigating exactly? Sir, I'm testing the water in the fountain for foreign matter, sir. Have you found anything? It seems there's both chocolate and sherbet mixed in with the fountain water. It matches the chocolate from Jeff Master's room. And the sherbet that melted in Isaac Dover's room. They all share the same composition. The fountain water circulates through the streams that flow from each of the 4 rooms. Perhaps the melted sherbet flowed into the fountain. Also, someone's blood was detected as well. Someone's blood? Okay. What are you saying? How could there have been blood in the fountain? Detective Bad, please think back to our investigation of the crime scene. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. The blood disappeared from the crime scene. Also, part of the treasure chest was missing too. Perhaps the blood in the fountain belongs to this person. Raymond Shields. I think the blood belongs to this person. I think the blood must have rushed to your head. When did that person ever bleed? Well? What was I thinking? There's only one person who shed blood. The victim. The victim. Let's run a comparison with the blood on the murder weapon. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. I wonder why the criminal spilled the victim's blood into the fountain. Very strange. Seemed like they were trying to get rid of that piece of chocolate by putting it in the water. But why? We've gathered information about all the contestants, and yet we still haven't heard Gustavia's side of the story. That reminds me, why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Ah, well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus. You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. What exactly was he doing in Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his semi-final entry. A pastry chef bad at design, and a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone. Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's connection is... are they working together? Detective Bad. We have reason to suspect the actions of Dame Gustavia. Yeah. It is imperative that we find a way to contact him at once. Oh? This conversation is most interesting. Is it going to be Manfred? Yep. The douchebag. However, I cannot allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia. Von Karma. I have already conducted my interrogation of him. It is not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. But I will answer your questions in that fool's place. It seems Von Karma intends to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person. I understand. In that case, I have but one thing to ask you. Yes? I would like to know the relationship between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Their connection. Gustavia and Dover's relationship. It's obvious the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest. Okay, that's it. There is nothing more to say. What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little? If we want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. It's all too obvious that he's hiding something. Their connection. Gustavia and Dover's relationship. Are you sure Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way? Do not interrupt me with your baseless allegations. If we were in court right now, I'd have you held in contempt. I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though. Von Karma is famous for having even the judges wrapped around his finger. What? That's insane. Seems like it won't be easy to go against him in court. Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your argument. It's obvious the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest. It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you can't say for sure that they weren't connected. Defense attorney, how many times must I tell you? If you have no evidence to challenge my argument, be silent. I'll be silent for now, then. So I need to show evidence of a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Your mouth may be silent, but your eyes tell me everything. What is it you want to say? Does he want me to speak or be silent? It would seem Von Karma does not want us to know Gustavia and Dover's real connection. Maybe the connection between those two puts the prosecution at a disadvantage. Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover should have had something in common. I should enlighten Von Karma of this fact. Well, he said the desserts tasted the same, so... Manfred von Douchebag, exactly! Exactly. Bum, 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 bum. Check out my badge. I got 2 badges. Yeah. What do you think of this piece of evidence, Prosecutor Von Karma? A foolish question. It's not even worth thinking about. Just pitiful. Can you even call yourself a defense attorney? I am a defense attorney. What an inferior rebuttal. Well, I can't say I expect much from a defense attorney. He really looks down on me. Aw. Again. Now, same dialogue. Any other dialogue? I'll try once more. That statement is strange. It contradicts this piece of evidence. Von Karma's logic is perfect. The very thought of a contradiction is inconceivable. Yeah, I think we saw that one last time. You think that evidence can break my logic? Alright. Different designs, but tasted the same. Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to look at these desserts. The desserts were made for the contest semi-finals. Don't you think these two have a particularly impressive design? Just what are you getting at? These 2 desserts were made by Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Gustavia's design skills praiseworthy. And yet, for the semi-finals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's. Furthermore, these 2 desserts have the exact same flavour. What are you trying to say? I'm saying it's possible they collaborated with each other on their entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, please take a closer look at their desserts. At first glance, they may look completely different. But even though the designs are different, it's clear they were made from the same materials. Is that so? The same flavour and composition. It's impossible to dismiss their similarity as coincidence. The very existence of these 2 desserts points to a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Since you already know this much, I'll tell you the truth. Did Von Karma know about their collaboration? However, what I am about to say is not going to help your case at all. Their real connection. If you want to know about Gustavia and Dover's connection so badly, I'll tell you. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together. You knew about their cooperation all this time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth? I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation. Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving away unnecessary details. I was merely saving you time. How can he act like this and keep the truth from us? His concealment of the truth is something I simply cannot ignore. Oh yeah, this music's good. If you want to know about Gustavia and Dova's connection so badly, I'll tell you. It seems you knew about their real connection all along. Why did you hide it from us? I would never divulge information to a mere insect such as yourself so easily. I am not a fool like that detective after all. I was just doing things my way. It was because of you. It was because you defied me that he gained this information in the first place. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dova. Last night? That was after Mr. Dova's sculptures had melted, right? Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally. Interrogated by Von Karma? Oh, sounds scary. Knowing Mr. Gustavia, I feel like he probably tried to meditate through the interrogation. The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers, like so, to show him that no one remained silent in front of me. And did that have any effect? Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dova. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together. Why did you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dova collaborated? Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dova was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would never have made it through a single round. If so, what was their mutual goal? Is there anyone in this contest who isn't a fraud? Apparently not. Why cooperate until the finals? The finals will be fought on our own merits, Gustavia said, and he ended their collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end. Victory in the finals would certainly have been hollow had he cheated. So, he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semi-finals. But what if it really continued through the finals? Prosecutor Von Karma, could you explain their cooperation in a little more detail? Very well. Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dova was a novice at baking. Concerning your statement about Mr. Gustavia's designs, I've no objections to that. I have no objections either. He's got no sense of style. When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness with candy. Just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually liked his candy crafting though. A novice pastry chef, and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such pathetic specimens would associate with each other. Their cooperation lasted only through the semi-finals. For the finals, they were on their own. They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself? That seems highly unnatural, don't you think? What I am saying is only the truth. How unnatural it is matters not. But weren't you unnaturally concealing that very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid this fact from us. Mr. Master said Mr. Dova was the favourite to win at the finals. Which means he must have still been cooperating with Mr. Gustavia at the time, right? Yes, that is what I believe. I must have evidence that proves that they still cooperated during the finals. Well, he was caught going into that room. Just gonna save. Don't want to interrupt this amazing music, but oh well. Sometimes you gotta. Evidence that proves they cooperated in the finals. Let's go through the evidence. Don't know if anything here proves that. Ah, the liar part was very salty. Is that the proof I'm looking for? Maybe. Alright, we'll try going for that. Yeah. You say that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals? That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. Being a novice chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well. Defense attorney. How many times do I have to tell you? Delicia Scone's subjective opinion cannot be admitted as evidence. There is still a chance that a novice chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur, yet her cooking rivals that of world-class chefs. How is that not a subjective opinion? Moreover, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentioned that a part of his sherbet was very salty, which means you can hardly call his entry for the finals perfect. What? No more objections? Is there no way I can prove their collaboration? I mean, I think we could prove it by inspecting the other dude's food, see if he's got that stamp in it. The initials. Just putting on a blanket because I'm kind of cold. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something that's been bugging me. What is it? The desserts Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right? Indeed. They were frozen sculptures, after all. How would he have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavia with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Aw, he gets all starstruck. Thanks to you, I have noticed one more possibility. And then he eats it, of course. That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly. And the contest time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was... Save. I think it was prepared in advance. That's what I think it is. I think this one's definitely wrong, so we'll go with this one. It was frozen on that day. Maybe he somehow managed to freeze it on that day. What's gotten into me? If that were the case, my logic wouldn't hold up. I like he just dismissed it himself. Didn't even voice it. Could be though. No, she said it tasted nice, so this isn't right. Perhaps those sculptures weren't desserts to begin with. Delicia's teeth would have to be amazingly strong to bite through that. In other words, this theory is impossible. He's actually just thinking through it himself, instead of just voicing it and having everyone go, "What? That doesn't make sense." That's kind of cool. If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all he'd need to do was sculpt it. You. Just what are you mumbling about? Please excuse me. I finally realized. Your earlier view was correct. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing? Oh? So you're finally admitting defeat? No. All I am admitting to is the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you said. They only cooperated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. That's right. So you realise Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return? The views of the dead are of no concern to me. If you aren't going to answer that, I'll need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim? You ingrate! You dare mock me! That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person. A clear reason. Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing on this case. You're okay. You claim that collaboration is irrelevant? If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder. You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for the murder? If that were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about this collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia. Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtless von Karma already knows of this fact. This could be a trap by von Karma. What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer. But I mustn't back down now. Mr. Gustavia sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are currently unclear. But the very fact he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him. If that's the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts. I knew it. Was it a trap after all? I was intending to save this for the courtroom. but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this. This is a photo of Gustavia and Dover, and their sons. Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo. To steal the photo? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought that he'd be suspected if people found out he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. There is nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. Oh. He's still adamant on not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia. I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you. Curse that Von Karma, calling us a waste of time. What should we do, Mr. Edgeworth? At this rate, Master Jeff will be... Von Karma is... busy? Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the body and murder weapon have been found, and he already has his suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Masters' guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth? Is there something wrong? It seems I have been overlooking a matter of vital importance. Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master, I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be. He didn't even tell to stop eating the paper! He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation. Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Furthermore, something vanished from the crime scene, and we still don't know why. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. But the strangest thing we found wasn't in Mr. Masters' room at all. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Masters' room, and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean? Logic button! Well, I think someone disposed of the blood in the fountain. I don't know why, but they did. Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Masters' room, it was detected in the water fountain. There would be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstains after the body was found. It's unnatural that only the bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would have still remained on the chocolate. Don't tell me someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains? Not sure what to do here. It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth? I've heard many dark rumours surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I try to avoid judging others based on rumours, and I didn't let those rumours influence my opinion of Von Karma until today. It seems he is a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do. And I can't allow him to get away with this. Why would he conceal the body? I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney. Roger! Does the pose. Hold it! What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth that you've been hiding. Covering up one of my benches. Fool! Are you trying to mislead the police's investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself. Objection. Do you have the authority to do that? Police? No. My objection is with you. What? Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt. And to find that perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery? Ha! I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for that reason you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean? The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact you never found the body. Okay, so he didn't move the body. Yeah, okay. He just doesn't have good enough proof. What? They never found the body? You cretins. You will cease with these ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults. In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I am right or not. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture. You must have noticed it too, the lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So, why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go? Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contained the body? Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, the disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? to erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well. So did they not know the body had been found? Why make such a fuss over those bloodstains? It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you can show me where those bloodstains went? In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. Which piece of evidence shows where the blood ought to do? It's on my badge. As you can clearly see, this is where the blood disappeared to. I see no problem. With this flawed logic, you're the one who should disappear. Oh. I can't just disappear. Typical defense attorney. I have no time for you. I must be going. Von Karma, wait. Please look at this first. Alright. We have that in our evidence, right? Yeah. Take that. It's a good voice sample. There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in this very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All of this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Gah. Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer. You. How? How did you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test on the fountain? Because I allowed them to investigate. Bad. Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case. Ugh. It's not like you were letting me do much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all? You say I never found the body. Where is your evidence? He's never going to confess. I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds up there. Von Karma, I know your methods are wrong. I promise, without fail, I will expose the truth you have hidden. Detective Bad, I'm sorry. It's because you let me investigate that... No. This was bound to happen. Sooner or later. Looks like I might have gotten disconnected from chat. Looks like the stream hasn't dropped though, so that's good. Yeah. Twitch weirdness. This is also the first time I have been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. That I will make clear in court. Heh. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Oh, is that the body that ends up in the fountain 18 years later? Ew. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favour to ask of you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too. This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready. Your trump card? You'll see at the trial. Wow, I get to be at the trial too? Of course, you are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day. That's right, we have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma. Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I am to save him. Well. I guess that's not over yet. Are we going to play as him in court? That'll be interesting. Let's see, 6 o'clock. We can keep playing for a bit. I just got to make sure to drink plenty of water. The plot thickens. Yeah, this is a really cool case. Alright, back to the present. April 2, 2:10 PM. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. I'm glad I am wearing both badges. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. Oh, really? So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident. What happened at the trial? In the end, Von Karma defeated us. So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year, until it finally reached a conclusion. Wow! I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. The 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming at from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Wow. Scumbag. Then, they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that the trump card he was talking to Detective Bad about? Yeah, that trump card was to be our insurance, in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. Aww. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer, and the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish. After getting entangled in another case, it breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. Aww. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you, as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry. Aww. He does the same bow as Gregory, so that's really sweet. Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. That's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the cases handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait, can I take a look at that file? It looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. The charges? Accomplice to murder? This is a copy of the original case file I received from the courts. Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out, after all. So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations is long expired, but the truth still sleeps, right here. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty. No! Is there nothing we can do, even now? Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. Jeez, this case is pretty dark. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges. That's terrible. I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison? Ah, I see. You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow she went, every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment. That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do? That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So, what are you going to do, Miles? I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father, Miles. But, moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, I'll support you all the way. I'd better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. The notes he didn't eat anyway. Thank you. And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence. Nice. Right. I'll check through it later. Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case. Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and phtalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. Yeah, who is it? And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. Don't tell him the papers are made of powdered sugar. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago. Right, let's get started. Aww. Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. I did, actually. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report. What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind. Oh boy. Is it actually... Because it's been 18 years. It must have been preserved somehow. How was this dork erased from the memory? Forgot he was in this game. Yes. There's so much going on in this case that it's like, oh, that's right. They're here too. The judge and the best. The best. Really? Then tell us. Very well. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from that incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is... Raymond Shields. I think there is a very high chance that the body belongs to this person. What? I got it! That's absolutely impossible. Are you trying to disrupt the investigation? My apologies. Haha, serves you right. I knew all along you were wrong. Shut up. Hey, Fire Madman. I don't have any plans to get next-gen consoles at the moment, so I'll have to get the Virgil DLC on PC. You both hate him and love him. Same. Then why did you say I got it earlier? Please, allow me to try again. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback. Sebastian! Now we've got updated things here. Oh. It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. Eee! It's Icy's body? Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover? A truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre Hoquet. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations. Ah, so in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel a strong kinship to him. How can you hate this guy? Oh. And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident. She knew about the IS-7 incident. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body. That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth. What are you saying? The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. Hello? Oh, really? Oh, I kind of wanted him to have a nerdy ringtone. Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just they said that they know who the victim is. It's just as that prosecutor says, it's Dover. No, it can't be. It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest? Hey, you! Are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no? The truth is none of your concern. Objection. I don't think that's true, Courtney Pye. You again? Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Then, wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive? Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. I guess... Ray objection sounds a little like Street Fighter Third Strike announcer. Really? Huh. Sucks that PC doesn't get the DMC5 SE? Yeah. I hope that Capcom changed their mind. He is the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Oh. Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the Fountain Patio is open to you. That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. No! As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Ah, isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really helped us there. Haha, Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Alright, Uncle Ray is going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Right then. Okay, let's begin the investigation. She really doesn't know her history. Yeah, she knew about the incident, but I guess she didn't know the name of the defense attorney? Okay, let's do this. We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints and the like. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Alright, investigate. Yeah? What's up? I wonder if this case and the IS-7 incident are connected somehow. You think? It's hard to say for certain right now, but I also don't think they are completely unrelated. But your father was in charge of the IS-7 incident, right? This can't be just a coincidence. It must be destined by fate. Let's solve both of these cases. I'll make sure to steal the truth for you. That sounds promising. Now then, to the task at hand. Let's resume the investigation of the Normalium. It's a red liquid with a minty aroma, right? Let's go ask around. We have a lot of evidence now. Okay, let's go through it all. Oh, never mind, it's not that much actually. So what did we get? We got the recipe book. What ended up happening to the recipe book? We got the framed finger marks, the salt lamp, and the family photo. Okay. we have anything in our logic bin? Nothing but a minty aroma. Okay. We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what of the investigation of the fountain? The fountain is completely clear. You could cleanse both your heart and soul with it. A body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though. Yeah. Sculptures of a man with the face of a moon and a woman with the face of a sun. The man looks kind of gloomy, though. Were these also made by Pierre Hoquet? Yes, it seems he made these in his youth, when he was enthralled with the stars. The piece likens the relationship between the moon and the sun to something closer to home. The piece is entitled, My Parents. I think we know who wore the pants in that marriage. On this service cart, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yes, it certainly had a flavourful, rich taste. It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover. Oh? So the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. I missed you, Kay. Huh? But I've been right here the whole time. we just went time travelling. So, this tea set was made by Isaac Dover. Fancy stuff, huh? Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it. Eh? This tea set is such a treasure? Please don't look so excited. If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. Hey, Edgy! What is it? Be careful with that teapot! Why must I be warned by him of all people? Madam and messieurs? Would you care for some tea? Miss Hall. Oh, Katie! No, I'm fine, thanks. Kay and Edgy, you guys can have some. Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break. We just got started. Certainly. Thanks for the tea. Wow, it's so tasty. What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you served us this morning? Yes, that's right. Was it not to your liking? No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. How strange. It is the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it. Well, what's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie so kindly prepared for you. Larry, what are you getting so upset about? I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. And I told you to call me Loris. Sheesh. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Okay, that's fine. It's like arguing with a child. Loris, I wonder what's wrong. I'd like to ask him that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she is the one who set up the poison gas trap. Revenge, perhaps? The teapot is shaped like the moon, while the teacups are shaped like stars. We had Ceylon tea with this tea set just now, but for some reason I thought it smelled different from the one we had this morning. There must be some reason behind this strange feeling. Was it minty? There's not a single stain on this pure white tablecloth. Take hold of the edge and focus your mind. Then in one go, pull! Don't do that! Kay, I hope you're not planning to do anything bad. No, don't worry. Even if I fail, the tablecloth would just be dyed a nice black a la tea. The tablecloth looks better white. Please refrain from changing it. I wonder about that. It might look better in another colour, like pink or blue. Or tea. There is a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. Oh, we can't look in it? Okay. I'm not sure if there's anything else to look at there. I already checked this area. Okay. Larry only lives to cause Edgeworth grief. So glad this game exists. Yeah, it's so good. They're statues of a couple in Roman costume. Are these by Pierre Hoquet too? I think these were made in the middle years of his life, at the height of his fame. He modelled them after the Roman gods, at the request of his beloved wife. The piece is entitled Venus, the Goddess of Beauty, and her manservant. I think it's obvious who wore the pants in that relationship. Her manservant, okay. Hello, what's this? This smell and this colour. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea. Huh? There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle. Larry dropped a cup. It's always Larry. Snapping back to the present is pretty overwhelming for your 4 AM brain. Yeah, you know, I'm wide awake and I'm still struggling to catch up as well. Well, have a good night if you go to bed, and thanks for hanging out. I wonder what broke. I think I recognise the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. That man. But that man is not here. There's a vase of tulips in front of this door. Probably because this is the Spring Palace. You know, speaking of spring, it's the moving season. People who have just moved always let their guard down. So it's also thieving season. As a great thief, don't you think burglary is a little beneath you? Ugh, you're right. Miles, how's the investigation going? Well, little by little I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind this case. Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either. This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago. I agree. The melted ice in the Winter Palace, and the body of the victim from 18 years ago. I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time. The only family Mr. Dover had was a young son. His son, and Mr. Gustavia's son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing. Whoa! What? And they haven't been found yet? I haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavia's son being found. But as for Mr. Dover's son, he was found and his inheritance was delivered to him. And because of that, Mr. Dover never had a proper funeral. That way they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defence ever found out. Von Karma, you would go that far? That's messed up. This lift trolley has just been left here. I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy. The surface of the platform appears to be wet. I remember seeing this lift trolley someplace before. You mean during the IS-7 incident? Oh, that's right. I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly, it was used to transport the ice sculptures. The lift trolley has a feature that allows you to adjust the height and the angle of the platform. With just one of these, a single person could move the sculptures all by themselves. Wow, how convenient. I want one too. Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we'll need to think about. Yes, it could be related to the case. Hello? Prosecutor DeBest ordered me not to let you investigate anything but this room. I absolutely cannot let you pass through any further than this. I'm sorry. I won't, since I can't pass through anyway. You're standing in front of a wall. No! After all, you're Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you really wanted to, this wall wouldn't stop you. Wow! You're even more fearsome than I thought, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what kind of human do these people think I am? It looks like this elevator is for authorised personnel only. What do you think is on the second floor? I heard it's the infirmary. Mr. Gustavius should be there right now, receiving medical treatment. I sure hope he's okay. We still need to talk with him once he regains consciousness. There's nothing we can do until he recovers. For now, we should find something else to do. On the shelf are trophies commemorating Isaac Dover's work as Pierre Hoquet. He truly was a first-rate artist. There are quite a number of trophies lined up here. I remember you have some trophies too, Mr. Edgeworth. I would love to have some too, if only there were a contest for thieves. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? We could hold one at the prosecutor's office. I don't mind you holding a contest, but all the participants would be arrested. Oh god. Bloody Larry. Alright. Lots of people to talk to. Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand here. I am not going to move. Just do what you can over there. Don't say that. It's probably the best if you just stand over there. The best, you say? Okay, I'll go stand over there. So anything is fine as long as you add the best to it. Look at the flowers. There is a maple tree in front of this door. But that door leads to the Winter Palace. Maple trees are autumn trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring. Well then, how about we freeze it to make it look like a maple tree in the winter? Please don't complicate matters any further. I didn't look at the one outside this door. Because I can't. There's a trolley. Yeah. I feel that your conduct thus far has been clearly out of line. I will make sure to bring this matter up to the PIC. Do whatever you want. But in return, we're going to be doing whatever we want as well. If I remember correctly, you're the little Miss Great Thief. I will have to report your misconduct to the PIC as well, young lady. Sure, since it will only serve to increase my fame as the Great Thief. It seems even Judge Courtney is unable to get a handle on Kay. There is a fir tree in front of this door. Is it pronounced fir or fear? But that door leads to the Autumn Palace. Fir trees are winter trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring. I assume fear. Must be fear, right? Well then, why don't we paint it an autumn red? Okay, fir trees are green all year round. I knew that. Just gonna go through the door. Alright, you are sus AF. Oi, how's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything? Hoi, not quite actually. We haven't found any clues yet. You're doing it wrong. Hoi is only used when you're showing someone something. Also, yesi is used to confirm and is also a greeting. Eep is used when you're afraid. Fi is used when you don't like something. Oi is used when you're calling something. I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, oi, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you catch all of that? Okay, be more serious. Yesy! Wait, are these Japanese phrases? Oh, yesy is not Japanese. Okay, never mind. It's a statue of a brave warrior fighting a snake. Was this also made by Pierre Hoquet? It appears to be one of his early works, when he was enamoured with fantasy and myths. The statue represents his heroic resolution to oppose hopeless difficulties in his youth. The title is The Math Test. I know that feeling all too well. Alright. Larry, tell me what you're hiding. You two, stop glaring at each other like that. I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist perspective. Edgy's the one who's glaring. Then, if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding, right now. No way, dude! Didn't I say that I'm not talking to you anymore? Aren't you talking to me right now? From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore. I'm not going to get anywhere like this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him. It is pronounced fur? Okay. Cool, thank you. Also, welcome, Gone Horribly Awry. Welcome to the stream. Larry, what are you hiding? Hey, come on. Mr. Edgeworth, this isn't the time to be playing around, you know? I wasn't playing around. Still, it looks like Loris won't be talking anytime soon. If he isn't going to talk to us willingly, I'll just have to force him to talk. I may just have something on what he's hiding. I should present that to him and see what he says. Badge. Just ... That's all. Alright. Well, let's inspect this. Huh? I feel like I've seen this design somewhere before. Isn't it Pierre Hoquet's, the sculptor, signature? I wonder why this was dropped in a puddle of tea. Why do I get the feeling I know who's behind this? It's completely broken. Yes, I suspect it will be hard to tell where this piece originally came from. If only there was some kind of distinctive mark on it. Like that one. Can Larry ever just not be in trouble? Larry, take a look at this. What's that? Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to the tea and this pottery shard. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always hand this shard over to Judge Courtney. Wait! I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy. I don't want her to see how I've dirtied myself. I can't imagine what part of you can be considered clean, but if you don't want her to declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now. I got it. I'll tell you. Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done. How can you be so cruel to your best friend? The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend. Well, you can stop glaring at me. I promise to tell the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Justy some tea. But my hand kind of slipped a bit, and it broke. I accidentally broke the crazy expensive teapot. The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised? Oh boy, you've really done it this time, Loris. What should I do, Edgy? Katie will hate me. Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hall. Is that so? My teapot was... Katie, I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as you like. Please kindly raise your head, monsieur. It is I who should apologize. I didn't notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Allow me to take this piece from you as well. Wasn't this tea set one of Isaac Dover's works? I heard that it was very important to you. Yes, but there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left. Is she not as attached to Dover's works as she used to be? Katie, you're so kind. Oh, that other teapot you were talking about, is it the one on that cart? Stay away from it. Yes. Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart, and I found a teapot that looked exactly the same, so I switched them. Huh. Really? Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot. You... Don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration. Edgy, Katie is a really nice lady, isn't she? You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her. Okay, when I make it big as an artist, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my own personal model. I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble. I hope you haven't done anything else. I haven't. I just stood around sketching beauties. Sketching beauties? If you're interested, I can let you take a peek. I guess even Mr. Edgeworth is interested in beauties. It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings. How dare you! I'm very confident in my work this time. Ooh, I want to see too. Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come check it out later. I guess I'll have him show it to me later. About that sketch you mentioned just now. What? If you wanted to see my art, you should have been honest about it from the start. Look, here it is. What is this? I already told you, it's a sketch of beauties. He's a pretty good artist, actually. But just to be clear, the beauties only refers to Justy and Katie. Wow, that other plump lady has nothing to do with that. Then why did you draw her on the same page? Well, I was taking a break from my still life painting when those beauties caught my eye. I guess I just drew them on the same page without thinking. So, you're saying that the pictures on this page were each drawn separately? Huh? Oh yeah, I may have drawn them at different times. By the way, there's a drawing of the beautiful little Miss K on another page. Wow, beautiful, huh? Thanks! Larry, you drew this exactly as you saw it, correct? Well, yeah. Even I can't draw what I can't see. I recreated the scene perfectly. Even the delicate shades. Delicate shades, huh? Now, what is she doing with the fountain? I don't want to admit it, but this picture might be of help to the investigation. The contents of this sketch, and the service cart in the fountain patio. It seems there is a contradiction between the two. I'll need to expose this contradiction using my powers of deduction. Could I borrow this sketch for a while? Sure! I could even sign it for you if you like. I think I'll pass. Ah, they're just so beautiful. Katie and Justy. So, which one's your type, Loris? Well, both of them are my type. Ah, and of course you too, Kay. No. So, anyone's your type as long as they're female. It's not like that at all. Even I have standards. Like that pink lady I drew in my sketch. She's way too old for me. But Kay, who is 17, this man. He could tell Delicia's age with just a single look. Larry continues to be a problem. You're half keeping up, feeding a baby while trying to fight monsters. Ah, yep. Hope the monster fighting goes well. Here's the title of my next picture book. Justy's Gavel Gala. I'm sure the sales will rival even Franzie's Whippity Whip trip. Larry, would you just look at this evidence for a second? Huh? What do you want? Am I invisible to him or something? How old are these characters actually? Oh, well, Larry should be the same age as Edgeworth, right? 25? 26. Raymond's getting a bit older, 36. Jeez, he's older than me. How old is Catherine? 34. Yeah. And Kay is 17, so... Yeah, right. We don't know her age. She seems ageless. She looks exactly the same now as she did 18 years ago. That Courtney. 26. Okay. How do you become a judge at 26? How do you become a judge? I actually don't know. Maybe just Larry being stupid. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. Gumshoe's 32. There. Okay. Haven't saved in a little while, so I'll save. End part 1. Ooh. We're getting near the end. Let's be fair, this is Larry we're talking about. Very true. Yeah. Agree. Miss Hall, where have you been until now? I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. Did you require my services? Yes. There are a few things I want to ask you about. If my suspicions are correct, she's the one who set up the poison gas trap. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago? My! So you know about what happened 18 years ago. It's because 18 years ago, I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas. Replicas? The Zodiac sculptures had been an unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures. And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much? Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up. She is obviously lying. But I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. Alright, well... what happened with the tea? Why is there no tea here? My, is this... me? Yes, it's a sketch done by our pseudo-artist over there. This sketch is really well done. Are you giving it to me as a commemoration gift? No. For the time being, this is a valuable piece of evidence. I see. Too bad. To garner such a response from the museum curator, that man has some unexpected talent. I think I have to deduce. Actually, was there anything else I could show her? Get a response out of her? I don't know. A whole lot about the case. I'm so sorry. Why is Kay singing along with her? Because she's Kay. The teapots are interesting. I'm wondering if most of these are actually fakes. If she made fakes so she could swap the teapots around. That's why she wasn't all that concerned about one breaking. Okay. Ray! What do you think? This, eh? This evidence holds the so-called key to the case, right? It's possible. Yep. Then hold on to it closely. Hurry, hurry, put it away. He doesn't think much about this. Okay. Nothing to say about that. Actually, which tray is it? Is it this one? That's a blue cloth. Interesting. That is very different from... Hello. Can I show you the picture of you? No. I want to show Courtney the picture of her, but I don't think I can. Yeah, well. Eureka! Larry, there's something I want to ask you about your sketch. Huh? You want a lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Loris, do you? No. I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch. Are you sure it was light blue? Yeah, my eyes never fail me. But the one on the service cart here is white, isn't it? Dude. You're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious. What's with that look on your face? When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards. That's not something to be proud of. And right then, Katie came out of the Winter Palace. I had to hurry and hide the broken teapot so that she wouldn't notice it. Did you just say Miss Hall came out of the Winter Palace? That's right, but this time she was pushing another service cart. And the tablecloth was light blue, just like how I drew it. What did she do with that service cart? Beats me. She went into the Summer Palace with it, so I don't know. And when she came out, she was pushing the lift trolley. The lift trolley? When I called out to her, she was so surprised that she just left it there. She's so cute when she's shy. A second service cart and a lift trolley. Maybe there were 2 tea sets along with 2 service carts. We'll have to verify it with Miss Hall. The plot thickens. Is it true you keep 2 service carts on the premises? Yes? Is there something wrong? Earlier, I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist, and... Hey, come on, he's a pretty good artist. I noticed that he had drawn the cart's tablecloth light blue. Light blue? Are you sure you weren't mistaken, monsieur? I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white. That's true, the tablecloth here doesn't have a single spot on it. Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they get dirty. Did Larry really get the colour wrong then? What were you doing when this sketch was drawn? At that time, I was just doing my job as usual. Then, could you tell me exactly what that work entails? Being kind of vague, isn't she? What were you doing when you were drawn in this sketch? From the looks of the drawing, it doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set. This was when I was delivering chocolates to all the people in the investigation. Ah, how nice. Chocolates. I wish I could have got some too. There are still a few left, so please eat these then. I made them myself, though it's possible they might not suit your taste. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Thank you. Perhaps it's because she had them in her pocket, but it looks like they've melted a bit. Chocolates! Delicious. The sweet goodness. I'm happy to hear you say that. These chocolates are a little misshapen, but I'm glad to get some sugar into my system. Although, they're a little too sweet for my taste. Yeah, we got some chockies. Where's Detective Bad when you need him? Hey, Gunnerblade. You love the way I read the dialogue? Ah, thank you. That's good. I'm glad you like it. Well, I guess I can show the chocolates to her and get some more detail? Maybe? Did the chocolates suit your tastes? They were so sweet, absolutely delicious. I'm glad to hear that. They are as Monsieur Master likes them, so they are sweeter than normal chocolates. They're a bit misshapen, but it seems they are filled with love for her family. Hooray! That's some chocolate. Oh, it's Katie's chocolates! Uncle Ray really loves how sweet they are. The sweet flavour really goes well with a bit of coffee in the office. I see. Coffee would indeed go well with this. Mr. Master said that these were his favourites. I just wish I could paint over the bitter memories of that case with this sweet chocolate. No. Not sure what to do with the chocolate. So I am assuming that the blue cloth might have been this. I think I can look at it. I don't know if I've looked at it before. A blue cloth I guess this kind of relaxing colour is nice once in a while. After all, when you're sneaking around, it's better not to have a colour that stands out. But when you want to make a cool entrance, flashy colours are better. It's a hard choice. Couldn't you fulfill both those conditions with this cloth? You're right! This cloth is awesome! Well, we know what to get her for Christmas. Those are buttons. According to Mr. Shields, this allows you to change the colour of the cloth. Let me try it out. Ooh. The cloth has started to glow. Ooh, pretty. Does this really exist, this cloth? Because it's cool. The cloth is glowing with a light blue aura. According to the detective's report, it was wrapped around the statue like this. So it would seem. How is this related to our case? I don't think there's anything else to look at here. We turn it off again? Don't think so. I'll have to look it up. Because they're probably very pretty. Alright, let's show chocolates to people. Hey Larry, want some chocolate? Chocolate. Earlier, Katie gave me some chocolate. Her hot gaze was enough to melt the chocolate. I can tell she's totally fallen for me. If you're talking about the chocolate, Kay and I got some too, you know? What? That's so unfair, Edgy. Damn it. I'll just die now. I'm gonna drop dead on Valentine's Day, cursing all the couples in the world. Is it fine if we just leave him like this? In time, melted chocolate cools down and hardens once more. When Valentine's Day comes, I'm sure this man's head will have cooled down as well. Alright. Let's go look at the tray. I don't think I can look at it more closely. Interesting. Not quite sure how I make the connection I want to make. Maybe there's just something I haven't looked at yet. It appears the body has already been recovered by the police. Why was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have gone all goopy after 18 years? Ooh! I don't know if I would call it goopy. It certainly would have required a special method to preserve the body. Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, Mr. Forensic Guy, any new information? Yes! Normalium and Fatalium have been detected in the fountain water. They must have flowed through the stream from the Autumn Palace to the fountain. Aside from the chemicals, we also found high levels of sugar. We're working hard on investigating it. Sugar in the fountain water? What could have caused that? That is weird. What have I not looked at? Oh yeah, we might need to press our logic button. There we go, the logic button. Minty aroma. Yeah, so the pots were switched. Maybe the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different was because the pots had been switched. Eh? Really? The taste of the tea itself did not actually change after all. Let's go ask Miss Hall about it in more detail. Miss Hall, was the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different because the pots were switched? Yes, that's certainly possible. It had a fresh minty aroma. Did it now? Not unlike that of Uva tea. Ah, I remember now. I prepared some mint tea yesterday. I'm sure that the aroma just happened to remain in the teapot. Is that really all there is to it? We're looking for the Normalium, so I think we found it. Did we drink Normalium? A minty aroma was emanating from the pot Larry had replaced. Miss Hall said the aroma was left over from the mint tea she prepared yesterday. Indeed. She seemed less surprised to find out that Larry broke the teapot, and more surprised by the fact that the pots had been switched. That's right. Normally it would have been the reverse. A broken teapot is much more shocking. She was probably trying to hide this teapot. Hide the pot? One of the characteristics of Normalium is a minty aroma. There is a possibility that she was hiding Normalium inside this teapot. What? Inside the pot? It is only a possibility for now, but it's one worth investigating. Mr. De Best, I assume you haven't found the Normalium yet. Huh? Oh! I've had the entire art museum searched, but I haven't received any reports yet. And what about you? Don't you have any ideas? Only one. I knew it. Nobody but me would be able to find it. Wait, what? You have an idea where it is? Indeed. Then tell me. It may have been in this teapot that Miss Hall had used. Oh, this teapot is pretty nice. It would make the perfect present for the best prosecutor. It's not a present. It's an important piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. Then I guess I'll have forensics take a look at it. Monsieur Edgeworth? Is there something wrong with the teapot I used? This teapot has a minty aroma to it. It's the same aroma as one of the two chemicals used to create the poison gas. You murderer! Attempted murder. Monsieur Edgeworth, surely you don't mean... You suspect me of having set off the poison gas? I do. Setting up the poison gas trap in the Autumn Palace would have required some preparation. As the curator of this museum, you're the only one who could have prepared it in advance. I wonder about that. Preparations for the opening of the museum took about a week, and I received help from both outsiders and Madame Delicia. I think there are people besides me who are also suspicious. Of course, Delicia is also under scrutiny. Furthermore, I don't even know how to create something like poison gas. Even if you found Normalium in my teapot, there is no way I could have prepared the poison gas. Well then, I look forward to hearing the analysis results of the teapot. Her excuse is that she doesn't know how to prepare the poison gas. I must find a way to shatter that excuse. This is Edgeworth. It's Gumshoe, sir. Did something happen? Actually, right now all the investigators but me have left the Winter Palace, so I can finally tell you what we've found. It's not good for a detective to be leaking out information about the investigation, but his resourcefulness has saved me many times these past few days. All of the sculptures in the Winter Palace have melted. There's still some liquid left in the cases, but there's less in the Gemini case than in the Taurus case. There's still liquid in the glass cases. Yes, sir. We just investigated the light blue liquid a moment ago. We only detected sugar in the Taurus case, But for some reason, in the Gemini case, we detected 3 different substances. 3 substances. They consisted of sugar, salt, and blood. Ew. Blood? Blood and salt were detected in the Gemini case? I wonder whose blood it could have been. I've asked forensics to look into it, sir. Right, I leave it to you, Detective. That reminds me, the forensics investigating the fountain patio contacted me. It seems the sugar found in the fountain matches that found in the light blue liquid. Oh? That sounds like valuable information. Is that all the new information you have found for me? Now that you mention it, we found a rainbow light device in there too. The device was used to disguise the Autumn Palace. It seems the device that was used in the IS-7 incident is also connected to this one. I should listen to what Delicia has to say about that. I have to go back to investigating now, sir. When we get the results of the blood tests, I'll let you know right away. Yes, thank you, Detective. Was that Gummy calling? That sure was a long call. But thanks to him, we now have an important piece of information. Huh? In order to break Miss Hall's alibi, I'll need to talk to everyone involved in the IS-7 incident. Suddenly very serious music. Larry got anything new to say? Nope, okay. Delicia, would you be willing to aid in the investigation? Yesy, of course. Anything for Miley and Kayfabe. Kayfabe? I'll listen to whatever you have to say. I was wondering if you could stop calling me Miley. And stop calling me Kayfabe. Ooh, she doesn't like it. Fee, that's out of the question. I can't just change a name I've already decided on. Even if we ask her, she won't listen to what we have to say at all. Do you know anything about the decorations that are used in this museum? Specifically, the fluorescent cloths and a special device called a rainbow light device. Yesy, of course I do. Because they are presents that I gave to Katie. As an apology for breaking the rules 18 years ago, I gave her 4 new rock salt lamps and the 4 fluorescent cloths I used in the contest. Wow, that sounds nice. Fluorescent cloths and rock salt lamps. Seems like only us girls can understand how wonderful they are. That's a cruel thing to say, Miss Delicious. I like them too, you know. Fee, that was back when Ray Ray was still a cute little boy. But back when Mr. Shields was a cute little boy? I can't even imagine it. Are they the same decorations you saw 18 years ago? Probably. The rock salt lamp, the cloth and the rainbow light device, they all seem the same. 4 fluorescent cloths were used in the Autumn Palace. But I have the feeling I saw 1 more of the same cloth. It's true. Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. What is she searching for? No, not this. Not this either. I remember seeing cloth like that recently. Let's show Delicia and have her confirm my suspicions. I'd like to ask you something, since you're a pharmacist. Exactly how would one gain the knowledge required to set off poison gas? Oh, that's basic knowledge for any pharmacist acquainted with Megatoxin X. It even says on the warning label, danger, do not mix with normalium. Then, is there another way for someone who isn't a pharmacist to obtain that information? Well, it might be possible if they've seen the Angel's recipe. The recipe book that was the grand prize of the contest 18 years ago. Since it also contains the recipe to prepare Megatoxin X. Yeah. Does this mean that you've also seen the contents of the Angel's recipe? Yesy, that's a given, of course. The pharmaceutical company I work for is the Master Group. It's the company that makes the Cold Killer X medicine. Cold Killer X? The cold medicine that promises to kill colds good. After Jeffy got declared guilty, the company took back the recipe book. However, only a small group of elite pharmacists have been allowed to see it though. So this woman is also a part of that small group of elite pharmacists. Want some chocolate? Yesy, that's Katie's chocolates, right? They seem to have melted a bit though. Not eating them when they look their best is rude to the chocolate, Miley. No, they had already melted when I got them. Maybe Miley's hands got hotter when he received sweets from a sweetie. Kay, I beg of you, please don't steal her manner of speech. Wait, what was the liquid analysis results? Oh yeah. Traces of salt, sugar and blood detected. The sugar matches the light blue liquid found in Dover's room 18 years ago. The sugar found in the fountain also appears to have the same composition. Yeah, I was going to show her the cloth. Wasn't there a dirty rag in your bag that looks similar to this? Fee, I'm not going to give any information to someone who calls it a dirty rag. Then, would it be better if I called it a washcloth? Fee, wrong again. It's a fluorescent cloth. Oopsie. That was supposed to be a secret. Please tell me all you know about this fluorescent cloth. She's good at keeping secrets. Not. Please tell me the reason why you hid this cloth. Oh, I guess I have no choice, since the cat's out of the bag. I found this cloth floating in the fountain. And right after that, I was called to the Autumn Palace. So that's the moment Larry captured in his so-called Sketch of Beauties. At first, I thought one of the fluorescent cloths I'd given Katie had washed away. But didn't you only give 4 fluorescent cloths as a present to this museum? There were 4 fluorescent cloths covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace, right? So that's when I realised that this was the cloth that went missing 18 years ago. The poison gas broke out because someone had stolen my Megatoxin X. So I thought the fluorescent cloth had also been used for the crime. I was afraid I'd be suspected, so I didn't say anything about it to anyone. I see. But I sure feel a lot better after talking about it. Stress isn't good for your figure, after all. 18 years ago, the cloth that was wrapped around the body went missing. Who would have thought it would turn up in the fountain, along with the body? So this cloth was wrapped around a dead body. For 18 years. Oh. I'll show her the painting. The sketch, sorry. This sketch? Is this the one called the Sketch of Beauties? That's what the one who drew it called it. Although it seems you were excluded from it. Was that boy perhaps Loris? I'd love to chat with him one-on-one later. It would be my pleasure to introduce you. Mr. Edgeworth, you're making an awfully evil face right now. I think that's about everything. Oh, recipe book. You've also read the Angel's recipe, right? Of course. I may look like this, but I'm an ace pharmacist. That's amazing! An ace pharmacist? That's been my long-felt dream. has it? That's right, that's right. At least Kei-Fei understands. This is the first I've heard about her being interested in pharmacology, though. Shh! A little flattery can go a long way when you're stealing or trying to get info. Well then, Mr. Licious, there's something I would like to ask of you. Fee, no can do. I can't just change names I've already decided on. Oh, for a great thief of all people to have their thoughts stolen like this. Looks like it didn't get you very far. Alright. Can I talk to you two? Mr. the Best, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand here. Ah, same as what he said before. Same with her, I guess? Yeah. Hello? Are you just saluting this whole time? Yeah. Logic button! Oh, okay, no. Nothing much there yet. Where'd she go? There she is. The jerk. Let's save. Once we reach the next breakpoint, I'll save this for now. I've been going for a while, so throat's getting a bit sore. And then we can continue this next time and probably finish it. We're in the end section now, so... Alright, what are we going for first? Whoops, not the teapot. Wrong thing. Recipe book. What kind of methods for medicine preparation are described in the Angel's recipe? It contains many ways of preparation, so I can't explain them all in such a short time. Although, if you really want to know, I can tell you. It will take about 2 hours, though. I can tell you every one of them while matching the melody. Let's start my explanation. What should we do? Listen to all of it? No, that won't be necessary. Ah, okay. I thought we were going to bust her on how she knows how to make poison. What do you think of that cloth? That's a special fluorescent cloth I received from Madame Delicia. Could you tell me how many cloths she gave you? There were 4. The Autumn Palace also had 4 fluorescent cloths. But I feel like I saw one more. It seems she is hiding something. Well, we already uncovered that. Okay. I am not sure. Who are we going to talk to now? Hey Ray, what do you think? Mr. Shields, could you tell me what kind of person Miss Hall is? Miles, don't tell me. You're also interested in Katie? No. Well, all joking aside, all Uncle Ray can say is, the Kate I know is a truly admirable woman. For 18 years, she has always wanted to remain here and wait for Master's return. However, she was driven out of the mansion by Master's relatives. What? She was driven out of the mansion? That's because Kate isn't related by blood to Mr. Master. With no family and her job taken from her, she could only live on with the song and dance that Mr. Master had taught her. Well, she's now retired as a world-famous actress, though. Why did she retire? Because she had already saved up enough money to buy this mansion. It seems she even got back the Angel's recipe that had been taken by the Master Group. This mansion, where she lived with Mr. Master, had been everything to her. She probably just wanted to take back everything that she lost. It seems that Mr. Shield sympathises with Miss Hall. But you could also say that her actions have taken away everything Mr. Master had. Have they? What can we show you? Okay. I think we're done talking with you then. Logic. Go. Now we know she knows how to make the poison gas. The method used to set off the poison gas is explained in the Angel's recipe. And the current owner of the Angel's recipe is Miss Hall. Oh, so that means... Indeed. It means that it is possible she knew how to set off the poison gas. With this, we can expose her lies for what they are. Complete! Oh, I've got a few pixels back. Now, all that's left is to wait for the results of the teapot. The teapot results. Wow. We have a... I guess that's a cliffhanger. We have to wait for the teapot. So that's what we're going to do. Because it's getting a bit late. Yes, it is quite late. 7:30. Okay, we made huge progress on this case today. And we'll probably finish it next time. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I can stream this again very soon. This case is really good. There's not really anyone streaming at the moment, so I haven't got anyone to raid, sorry. Thank you all very much for watching. And I'll see you all next time. See ya!